Introducing DSG's 5MT podcast, where we draw inspiration from the annual 3-minute thesis or 3MT competition for PhD candidates, challenging them to explain complex research in 3 minutes or less. In each 5-minute episode, we'll dive into a marketing topic, giving you actionable information in a fast-moving and fun format. Tune in for quick, valuable marketing insights on the 5MT podcast by your DSG marketing team.
It was definitely on cable. There was a Barry Manilow special filmed in LA, and it was a live event, and he still kicks.
Man can sing. There's no doubt about it.
Yes, we were really, but I mean, one of the first songs that he sang was Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. My husband and I were looking at this and thinking, like, these folks paid $500 a ticket to watch Barry Manilow sing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
When I worked in New York, the favorite Barry Manilow fun fact was Barry Manilow was a jingle writer for advertising before he was Barry Manilow.
Oh,
he wrote the Band-Aid jingle.
He did?
Yeah, which I used to have to fill these contracts out with Barry Manilow,
Oh, wow. That's really impressive.
He's just independently wealthy because of that.
Yes.
Because it's been on TV millions of times.
Okay.
Millions and millions
So
of times.
there's this one song. So we went down the Barry Manilow rabbit hole, and there's this one song that is called I Make the Music, or The Music Is Me. And Ketman was like, this is so inappropriate. I don't like, he's so full of himself that he's calling the music himself. And then I was thinking so we started listening to it. It's a really great song. And I'm like, actually, this is really catchy, Kevin. I think this is wonderful. He's just talking about music in general. So we had a whole debate over the Barry Manilow music. Okay, so Jack, Mike, and Paige together at the 5MT.
We're back.
Yeah, we're back. Welcome back. Happy New Year. So Jack, do you want to get into our first question? Or again, only question since it's one episode. One question per episode.
Sure. How can smaller businesses with modest budgets maximize their marketing impact?
Ooh.
I'll
go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, if you are, I'm assuming small to medium sized business with a modest budget here. And I think something to think about in setting a budget for yourself and your business is rule of thumb, and I've seen this around, is that you want to consider 10% of your sales. Understandably so, that can really range. And sometimes 10% is really going to make or break your business. So the first thing that you need to do is set a goal of what budget do you think is appropriate to kind of keep aside for your marketing. And then in recognizing that maybe you can't spend every month, the whole year annually, think about a time within the season that would be kind of appropriate for your business. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you're a salon owner and you had an amazing holiday season, and typically holiday season is in season for stylists. And then in January, February, and March, your business usually is very quiet and you want to get more people in the door. You want to push certain services. That could be a time that you actually, quote unquote, turn on some sort of marketing campaign, whether that be in what we call paid search, which is Google Ads. And you could spend around $250 to $500 a month for 3 months. And you can get those phone calls and those form fills or those appointments through that campaign. And that's maybe all that you need. Something else to consider too is if you have a modest budget is that you can work on your organic presence for free. All it takes is some time. Right? So you want to make sure that you're putting yourself out there, putting your content out there, making sure that you have intent when you do so, like considering your brand, considering your audience. But you can post on social media on a daily basis. You can write a blog, just making sure that you're staying present and staying consistent with your brand month over month, and then decide on when is a good time for you to actually invest in a paid campaign in order to get those leads through the door.
That's a great call, Paige. And I think I want to kind of build on something you said there, which was, start a goal, right? Or keep a goal in mind when you're doing it, which I think is, in our experience, is some of the most challenging things for non-marketers, but business owners to do, because they have so many goals. They want to expand their business. They want to, obviously provide good customer service. There's many things that they consider goals. I think understanding not only the limits of what you need to market for, but also setting a goal with that in mind is incredibly important and often overlooked. There is a lot of information out there on the internet of, hey, do spend 10% of your budget, be prepared to do that, which is great. But like you said, Paige, very unrealistic, right? In a lot of cases. But understanding a goal of, what you're actually trying to do and back into that with your advertising, right? Any advertising, whether it's advertising on a pizza box or advertising on Google Ads. I'll give a good example. We're sitting here in lovely Rockdale studios recording today. Jared Rockdale is always looking to expand, looking to bring on new teachers. He's got awesome teachers here. But one of his big challenges is keeping the lessons, the books full, right? The number of students. And we've had conversations in the past where he's talked about, okay, I have, one teacher that might have 5 hours open, a week. I need to fill that, So in his marketing goal, he can back into that and say, okay, I need 5 students or I need 3 students and to keep this particular teacher busy. He can also look at that and say, I want to fill that and then add another teacher because I have an opportunity to do so. So setting those goals and understanding what those are and then backing into that, I think is super important and easy to overlook.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So to recap, it's really think about the timing and availability of like who's at your business or the services that you have, as well as setting those very specific goals that you want to reach with your marketing.
Absolutely. What can you handle? That's the first question you can ask yourself.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Paige and Mike, you were flagged for one marketing jargon today. Can you explain in a little detail what is organic presence to our audience?
Oh,
Mike, I could start there. A very simple way to describe it is that it's marketing efforts or communication to your customers that you don't pay for directly. So we would consider your website organic. We would consider anything on your Google business profile organic because it's something that you have for your business that's not directly paid for. The opposite side of that coin, if you went to buy ads on Yelp or pay-per-click advertising on Google Ads or banner advertising, that would be paid advertising. So anything organic is something that is either a blog post, something on your website, something you don't directly pay for. There's obviously costs considered there, but it's not something that you're paying to push out into the world.
Thank you so much for tuning in to DSG's 5MT podcast. I'd love to thank my co-host, Mike Gatos.
Truly my pleasure. And I would like to give a big thank you to our producer, Jack Marinello.
If you enjoyed this podcast, like and subscribe to 5MT. Have a question? Leave a comment. Tune in next time.
Happy marketing.